Venom versus Bane. Two Tom Hardys going at it. While Venom's got the Venom symbiote, while Bane is amping his strength and power with the Venom toxin. But in a fight between the two, well, who's ultimately winning here? Really? Is it even close? Well, let's get into it. Bane grew up in an awful prison in Santa Prisca, forced to live out his father's prison sentence. Every day was a struggle to survive, hardening him and forcing him to perfect both his mind and body. One day though, well, he managed to escape from prison and went out to make a name for himself. Bane. He's famous for facing off against Batman and attempting to take over Gotham City, intent on breaking Batman both physically and mentally. Bane is incredibly, superhumanly strong just on his own, strong enough to kill grown men with just one punch, or easily wreck members of the Bat family like it's nothing. And when he starts amping himself up with Venom, well, his strength only grows. In fact, the top strength limit that he's ever been reported at in DC Comics is that he can lift up to 15 tons. And even though that might be the most extreme upper limits of his strength, Bane is still more than capable of casually throwing around multi-ton objects like it's nothing. And it's not just that, Bane is routinely able to one-shot some of the toughest members of Batman's rogues gallery. He really is just that strong. He's one-shot Killer Croc, and has routinely been able to defeat Croc. He's one-shot Man-Bat. He's even one-shot Clayface. And it's not just that the Venom amps up Bane's strength, it also makes him a whole heck of a lot tougher too. He just simply isn't bothered by most attacks. He's even fine after being in explosions, or being electrocuted, or fighting against fire, on top of just punches and kicks from the likes of Batman and other members of the Bat family. One time, Batman even magically gained the powers of Superman, and Bane was still able to take punches and attacks from Batman. But Bane isn't just some big, strong, mindless brute, even if some media would have you believe otherwise. No, Bane is actually incredibly intelligent. He's actually one of the smartest villains that Batman has to fight against. And Bane is one of the few who's not just been able to actually outright beat Batman, but he's also one of the few who was able to discover that Batman was in fact Bruce Wayne. Bane is a skilled and formidable fighter. He's been able to pretty much dominate Killer Croc in a lot of their fights. He's beaten Batman, Nightwing, Red Hood all quite a bit. No, really, he's beaten Batman actually quite a few times. And Bane has just rampaged through Batman's rogues gallery before and beat pretty much all of them, even including the likes of Solomon Grundy. Bane is incredibly strong, incredibly tough. He's just a force of nature out there on the battlefield. Eddie Brock was a promising up-and-coming journalist who tried to expose the identity of a serial killer, only for the real killer to be caught by Spider-Man, with Eddie having ended up accusing the wrong man. Disgraced and thrown out, Eddie came into contact with an alien symbiote that had coincidentally just been rejected by Spider-Man. The symbiote bonded with Eddie and they became Venom, one of Spider-Man's most powerful and most dangerous villains. The Venom symbiote gives Eddie basically all the same powers and abilities as Spider-Man, including superhuman strength, speed, and durability, on top of web shooting and wall climbing. But Venom's got some other cool powers on top of that, shape-shifting and stretching and everything like that. Venom has repeatedly fought against Spider-Man and fought alongside Spider-Man. He's consistently proven himself to be Spider-Man's physical better, something that both the symbiote and Spider-Man himself recognize. It is not just Venom is able to easily overpower Spider-Man, but he's been able to destroy buildings, throw around cars with ease, and fight against some of the biggest heavy hitters in Marvel. He sent Nova flying with a punch. He's been able to knock around the Juggernaut before, When the superior Spider-Man bonded with the Venom symbiote, well, he was even able to take on the Avengers. And on top of strength, well, Venom has some great durability too. The symbiote really allows him to take a punch. Again, Venom is better and tougher than Spider-Man, and can easily take attacks from Peter. But he's also able to take punches from Juggernaut and Hulk. So yeah, Venom can definitely take a hit. While the symbiote definitely has a weakness to heat, fire, and loud sounds, it's also not like Venom hasn't been able to overcome these weaknesses in the past. He's survived burning buildings, massive explosions, tanked sound wave blasts. Venom has even managed to survive a nuclear explosion before. And on top of that, well, part of what makes Venom's durability so great is the symbiote's regeneration abilities. He's been able to take all sorts of lethal attacks before, and just been able to instantly recover and heal from it. You could argue Venom is one of the better healing factors in Marvel. And lastly, well, Venom is definitely fast. While he might not quite be faster than Spider-Man, he's definitely shown time and time again to be Spider-Man's relative equal when it comes to speed. He's been able to routinely blitz opponents, even blitzing and outreacting Spider-Man. He can dodge bullets, dodge lightning, and repeatedly moves as a blur during a fight. And while Venom is definitely a physical powerhouse, that's not the only thing going for him in a fight. The symbiote gives him all sorts of other powers and abilities too, primarily shape-shifting. Venom can create basically any weapon that he wants, forming blades, razor-sharp claws, shields to protect him, even wings help him fly around. And that's not even mentioning Venom's tentacles. Gives him great range in a fight, so he can attack from a distance. He can wrap enemies up with ease, and if Venom really wants to, well, he can get inside his opponent and essentially beat them from the inside out. Definitely a nasty way to go. And with all of this going for Venom, well, there's a reason why he's consistently been able to beat and overpower Spider-Man in most of their fights. So, who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, these two have been pitted against each other a bit, and it does make sense. Batman and Spider-Man are kind of the most famous street-level heroes in comics. They're constantly being put against each other in fights, so it makes sense to take one of Batman's strongest villains, one of Spider-Man's strongest villains, and have them battle. Plus, you add on the fact that they're both played by Tom Hardy, they both have a connection with Venom, it just makes sense. But really, when you actually start breaking it down, well, this fight just isn't even close to being close. Venom far outclasses Bane in every category. Like, the best that Bane has pulled off is throwing around multi-ton objects. While that's very impressive, especially when you're comparing him to Batman, who's just peak human, well, it's just not even close to Venom. Because sure, Bane can overpower Batman, Venom can overpower Spider-Man. Not just overpower Spider-Man, but absolutely rock him with pretty much every single punch and kick he sends out. Venom has even said before that he could easily kill Spider-Man if he wanted to. How easily Venom can beat Pete up? Well, that might just be true. And it's not just Spider-Man either. Venom has been able to hold his own and fight against a lot of seriously powerful characters in Marvel. If the best that Bane has to offer here is fighting against Batman and Killer Croc, well, that's not going to be enough to put him on the same level as Venom. Even Bane beating Solomon Grundy isn't all that impressive, just because Grundy varies so wildly in power level with each incarnation. Sometimes he's strong enough to fight against Superman, sometimes he's getting knocked out by Batman. And even if you want to scale Grundy up to Superman levels in that scenario, well, Venom is fighting against Juggernaut, so it's not even a trump card for Bane here. Just makes him closer to Venom in power. Then there's their durability too. Venom is just leagues and leagues tougher than Bane. Because again, the best thing you're going to be saying for Bane is that he's able to take punches from like super soldier level characters. Well, Spider-Man is barely able to even injure Venom. And on top of that, you factor in Venom's healing factor and regeneration, and there's really just no way that Bane is even going to get close to injuring Venom with his punches. We're just talking about two completely different tiers here. And then there's Venom's speed. He's been able to easily dance around Spider-Man's attacks. He said that Spider-Man moves in slow motion from his point of view, and has been able to consistently land a lot of hits on Spider-Man without being tagged in return. If Venom can do that to Spider-Man, well, you can be sure that Venom can do that to Bane. Now, maybe you want to say that Bane wins because he's a smarter and more skilled fighter, and maybe he'd be able to find out some way that Venom has weaknesses, then start trying to exploit those to give him the win. And I'll definitely give you that Bane is smarter and the better fighter, but I don't think that helps him here at all. Venom is just so much more physically powerful that it's going to make no difference. Bane would get ragdolled in pretty much an instant, and that's if Venom decides to just knock him around and not get all up inside of him and kill him from the inside out or freaking lobotomize him. This really is just no debate and no comparison. Venom is so much better and more powerful than Bane, it's not even funny. If Spider-Man struggles to even hold his own against Venom, well then Bane truly has no shot. This isn't even close. Venom wins. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.